All right, team. Saturday, post long run, starting to get my bearings here. Just want to break it down a little bit. I do have the speed mustache here. We're back. We're about today, March 16th, April 28th. Month and 12 days out of Eugene Marathon, so very excited. Felt pretty good today. We had 20 on the roster or on the menu. First 10 first 6.5, 7 were really slow, like very, very slow for me. 9:30 pace. 10, the first one I think was 10:13, and then we broke it down until probably 9:20, 9:10. Started picking up from 7 to 10 a little bit, 7:30 minute pace, 7-minute 30-second pace. And then my marathon goal pace miles were 10 through 16, which I did very well. I was happy with that. I'll take the glasses off now. It was about 650 on average through 10 through 16. And then the last 4, I kind of held that Z2 at 8:10, 8:05. And I think the totality of the run was 8 minutes and 5 seconds on an average pace. So was very happy with that. Couple things I wanted to break down was, getting into these long runs, and a lot of people, there's a lot of things you have to do when you're doing a long run beforehand. Whether it's get ready because you're waking up at 4 a.m. to get out there, poop, pee, eat. Some people eat, normal food in the morning, a bagel, peanut butter and jelly sometimes. I've done that before races and it's helped. I had been going with Martin 225 bar, which is new to me, but I've been doing that, particularly on my Saturday long runs, 15, 20, the last 2 20 milers as well. And then I'll do a honey stinger, and I'll usually carbo load the night before. I'll have a plate of pasta with some fish. I try to avoid vegetables because the last few times I've had salad, like sweet green salad with chicken and stuff, I've had some agita, some stomach pain. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and just raise awareness to, when you're doing a long run, there is a little bit of an attitude adjustment and a mental adjustment for the Saturday long run, I think, than some other workouts where you can sometimes show and go. I typically get up, I do band work, I do some cat-cows, I do some glute activation, some hip lunges and thrusts. I like to just kind of wake up for the first, 45 minutes to an hour. I do like to do a dynamic typically before every workout, which is helpful. These are things that some people may know and it's very instinctual for them. These are things that I didn't do my first training block, not even close. I got out there and I just went. I didn't think as much about the night before. I tried to get better sleep. I woke up at 4 a.m. I probably only got 5 hours of sleep last night, which I haven't got a 5-hour sleep not this year. No less than like 7.5 this year. So I think there's a lot of benefits to locking in your controllables and being able to routine them and know what's going to get you the best outcome as far as your performance that said day. And I think that if you can keep that consistent through each workout, and you are able to maintain that through race day, that's really important because your body's going to probably be adjusted at that point, and you're probably going to be, it's going to be like second nature to you. So the other thing is, with the race coming up, I was talking to one of my friends who is also a YouTuber, and, he was asking me, are you nervous? Are you anxious? And I said, man, I'm definitely a little anxious, but I do think that I have put in a lot of training. I've been extremely disciplined. I haven't really consumed any alcohol. I've been eating extremely cleanly. I've been doing strength training 2 days a week, cross training 2 days a week. I've really, really laser focused on the outcome of Eugene. With that being said, am I anxious? Yeah, I think it's normal to be anxious before a race. You spend a lot of time. I think the biggest thing is like time, right? You spend 3 months, 4 months, 16-week training block training and 5 times a week, 6 times a week for one specific day. So there's a lot of heightened emotions around that. And the reason why I'm not that stressed is that my PR is a 3 hour and 17-minute Miami Marathon, which was, I posted a short yesterday actually when I literally stepped in a pothole. I was waving to my family. There was the only pothole in the whole entire race, what felt like, and I stepped, my right ankle just curled right in there, and that was on mile 13. So needless to say, it was a softball. I had to go to PT afterwards and then spin it for Boston. But I had a 3:17. With that being said, it was my first marathon. So I'm not really as stressed about having a PR, because I think that even if I have a really, really bad race, I can maintain a PR. I'm just kind of floating the facts back and forth about whether or not to go for it for the sub 3 hour marathon, and be very aggressive knowing that I have Chicago later this year, or just run a healthy negative split race, go on feel, and maybe land at 3:03 or 3:05 or 3:08 and say, hey, look, this is my base level of fitness for 2024. I have another block coming up. I have to shave off 8 minutes or 3 minutes or 6 minutes. So I've been going back and forth. I think it's going to be kind of one of those things where I have a month and a half left to really make a decision. My marathon goal pace miles have felt great. My tempo Thursdays, I've been exceeding my paces pretty consistently. So I'm going to try and laser focus on getting comfortable at that 6:50 pace per mile for longer than 13 miles. So I think that maybe this week or next week, I'm going to try and focus on putting on 8 to 10 marathon goal pace miles inside of a 20-mile run. So basically 50% of the mile is at marathon goal pace. Because that's one thing I've highlighted before that I did not do in my previous block. I didn't put on any marathon goal pace. In my first and only real block was Miami. I did not put any marathon goal pace miles on because I didn't know what my marathon goal pace was. I never ran a marathon before. I was just out here like, wow, I ran 20 miles. This is amazing. I'm getting better than I thought I was, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think about time. And it wasn't really until race day where I was like, okay, here I am, like 3:15, 3:17, and it was a hot one out there. So, I'm still learning just the same. I think this is also, a journal or a workout diary or journal, if you will. I want to share with people who are newer, people who have some experience but want to make serious strides. I think the biggest thing is discipline. Like, I think there's always more you can do. Whether it's 2-a-days. I actually commented on one of Adam Wood's videos the other day. I was like, at what point did you start running 2-a-days? How many mileage? What was the mileage per week? I mean, we all have jobs. We all have other responsibilities in our lives. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. But just working out, strength training, injury prevention, PT, massage, hydration, all of these things that go into your everyday, and you're exerting a lot of your energy into just performing at your highest and best level. So trying to make your life easier on the other things is helpful, and I think it all starts with sleep. I think the biggest thing is sleep. If you can get 8.5 hours a night, it's really important. I've been going to bed super early, but as far as today's Saturday long run breakdown, pretty clean, a little slow to start. I was a little groggy. I forgot my last cup of espresso, which I'm having to make up for it now. But I was a little groggy getting up, but once miles 7, 8, 9 came around, I was clicking 7:30s and then down to 6:50s. So felt good overall, and I hope that you guys are in a training block and feeling good, and good luck on your next race. And I hope that this helps a little bit.